What's up, everybody? You're listening to Damien After Dark, the podcast only on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. I'm so excited that you guys decided to join me for the next hour as we discuss all the latest and juicy hot topics in the headlines and so much more, okay? So go ahead, get comfortable, because we got some things to talk about. You better believe we're going to talk about it all, okay? I don't know about where y'all are at right now, but it is so fucking hot where I'm at, okay? It is so hot in the South, baby. So hot. Not only is it hot, it's super humid. So those of y'all that live in the North or the Midwest, where y'all get those nice, cool summers, 85-degree summers, 80 degrees where it's nice and, 60, 65, 70 at night. God bless you, because it is sweltering humid here. It feels like I'm being fucked by the devil. It feels like I'm sitting in an oven wrapped in blankets. I mean, just sweat dripping in corners of my body that I didn't even know sweat could drip. Okay? Baby. And it's barely June, y'all. It's barely June. They said that we had the hottest Father's Day on record. Wow. Happy Father's Day, by the way. Happy Father's Day to all you wonderfully amazing fathers who get up every day and put your best foot forward and take care of those youngins and, nurture your children, teach them the things that they need to know in life to grow up and be successful adults. If you don't get told, that you deserve a pat on the back or Happy Father's Day enough, here is me telling it to you, okay? Happy Father's Day. And Happy Father's Day to the mothers who played the role of the mother and the father. My mother did that a lot growing up for me, played the role of my mother and my father, and I think we need to give kudos and, give our praise to those mothers or anybody that's raising a child and playing the father role. God bless you, right? Because that's not easy. That's not an easy task. God bless you. And for those that aren't watching the podcast visually, you can watch the podcast visually on YouTube. And if you're watching on Spotify, you can watch it visually there too. But if you're listening on Apple Podcasts and you hear me pausing a little bit, that's me hitting my vape. Everybody on camera can see me hitting my vape. But I just wanted to put that out there. Speaking of Father's Day, I wanted to reach out to my father and say Happy Father's Day. We didn't have the best relationship growing up. He wasn't really existent in my life, but we reconnected a couple years ago. And, I spent a lot of time with him and tried to foster a relationship with him because I was closer to his home. I was working really close to where he lived. Now I work and live like 30, 40 minutes away from him, so I don't get to see him as much as I'd like to. And I've never wished him Happy Father's Day before. And I was going to, but see, my birthday was the day after Father's Day. My birthday typically falls on Father's Day. So I'm like, I don't think my dad even knows my birthday. Is he going to wish me happy birthday? No. Should I have wished him Happy Father's Day? Probably. I should have been the bigger person and did it, but something in me was just like, you haven't done it in 30 years, and why do it on the 31st year? Do y'all know what I'm saying? I don't know. I love my dad, and, I wish great things for him, and I hope that we can get closer at some point in my life, but it's really hard to develop relationships with people when, especially someone like your father, when you've never really been around them, I don't know. Anybody else have that issue? What was your guys' Father's Day like? I'd love to hear what it was like for you guys. And yes, thank you guys, every one of you who wished me happy birthday on YouTube in the comments, or maybe you wished me happy birthday on Instagram or somewhere else. If you wished me happy birthday, period, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Okay, I turned 31. I mean 25. I turned 25. Can't you tell? No, I turned 31, born in 93. I'm a Gemini. It's Gemini season, baby. Um, but yeah, I worked. I worked my entire birthday. Everybody was like, "You're not going to celebrate? You're not going to go out?" Nope, I worked. I'm actually going to celebrate in a few weeks. I'm going to Miami in a few weeks to see my man friend that I be telling y'all about. I'm going to spend about a week and a half, 2 weeks in Miami and just unplug, recharge. I have been working my ass off all year. And I'm going to continue to, but I need a little break. Daddy need a little break, okay? So I'm going to go down there. Maybe I can get some content and do a vlog for my YouTube channel. If y'all want to see me in Miami, I can do that. If you want to send your boy a cash app, $ Damien Gentry, DAMIEONGENTRY. If you're watching YouTube, my payment handles will be in the description box below for anybody that wants to donate to the podcast, donate for my birthday, anything, okay? Because some of y'all like to say I'm begging. Yep, I'm begging. Give me all your money. I'm just kidding, okay? I'm just kidding. But Friday night, y'all, I gotta tell y'all this before we get into the hot topics. So Friday night, I got off work. It's the weekend. My friend calls me. He's like, "Yo, you want to come by? You want to hang out?" Sure, I'm off work. My birthday is this weekend, this week, whatever. Let me go hang out with my friend. So I go hang out with my friend. Tell me why I take 5 shots of, I don't even know what it was called. It was some dark liquor, and I don't mix well with dark liquor. I don't know why I thought it was going to be any different, but I drank a shot, and then about 15 minutes later, I took another shot, and like within an hour span, I took 5 shots. And baby, let me tell y'all, if y'all know me, those that know me, they know I don't drink, okay? Shout out to Eris Rolling Papers, premium blue king size rolling papers, as they sponsor our show. I smoke, baby. Y'all see all these packs of rolling papers I got? I smoke. I've never been a drinker. The way that drinking makes you feel, just like, ugh. The next day I felt so bad. Mind you, I puked all night. Stayed in the bed all day the next day. Wasted my whole Saturday sleeping, trying to recover. I'm like, why do I do this to myself? Why do we do this to ourselves? And I tell myself as I'm puking, I'm never drinking again. Right? We always tell ourselves, I'm never drinking again. But then I'm like, bitch, you're going to Miami in a few weeks. You know you're going to be drinking. And you're going to be probably going through the same shit again. Throwing up again. God damn it. Anyway. I hope y'all had a better weekend than I did. Aside from the puking and the, all that drinking shit. I hope you had a way better weekend than I did. Make sure you're checking out our Baddies Caribbean recaps every week on the Damien After Dark YouTube page. That's exclusive to the YouTube. So if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, go to the YouTube page, okay? Subscribe, because you're going to get exclusive content over there. We recap Baddies Caribbean every week on the Zeus Network. We recap some of Now That's TV shows. You're going to get other entertainment news stories that I don't talk about on the podcast. Other hot topics, other things like that on the Damien After Dark YouTube channel. Go over there and subscribe, please. I really appreciate that, all right? Okay. So let's get into the hot topics and the headlines, okay? Oh, this next story, or this first story, not this next story. This first story, I don't even want to do it, because this is my girl. Y'all know I love me some Nicki Minaj, right? My holy trinity is Nicki, Rihanna, and Beyonce. I love them all. Rihanna's at the top. Rihanna's my top, number one. Then probably Nicki, and then probably Beyonce. But our girl Nicki is in the headlines, and she's making waves with her behavior lately. Now, y'all know our girl is on her Pink Friday 2 World Tour that is doing extremely successful. Sold out every single show. She sold out every show to the point to where they are extending the tour. And when she comes back from overseas, they've added like 10 more US dates in the United States. So, if y'all didn't know, I did a vlog for that concert. You can go check that out. It's on my page. Or I went to see her in Nashville. I'm going back to Gag City. I'm going back to see her again in Birmingham. I think in September or October. I'm going to take my brother and my sister-in-law to that. Let them experience Gag City, bitch. Gag City. And for those that aren't fans and don't know, Gag City is like the theme of the tour. Anyway, Nicki's overseas, and she's been posting. First, she posted a video on her Instagram that had us wondering, like, is everything okay? Right? Well, first of all, before I show y'all the video, I want to show y'all this. Well, I won't show it to you. I'll just tell you because it's really simple. The first thing that made fans go, was a tweet that Nicki put out, right? Nicki put out a tweet that was very simple. It just said, yes, single. That's all it said. Yes, and then underneath it, it said single. So people were confused. They were saying, is she saying she's single now? Did her and her man Kenneth Petty, did they break up? Or some people were saying that she's saying she's about to drop a single. Yes, I'm dropping a single. But then other fans were saying, no, Nicki doesn't drop singles that way. She wouldn't just say yes, single and drop. So there's a lot of speculation going on around that tweet, right? Now, after the tweet came the video that Nicki posted to her story. And in her story, you're about to see, I'm going to play the video. She's crying and she's kind of I think she kind of talks about giving birth at some point, like birthing her son into the world. And listen, I'm going to play the video and then we'll talk, okay?
They're yelling, push. You're in pain. And then one day, he comes out, a beautiful baby boy. To God be the glory. Congratulations to every mama out there. You're doing a great job. In case no one's told you that, you're doing a great job.
Okay, so let's talk about that video, right? And I got another one I'm going to show y'all too in a second. The third piece of material that's kind of got us wondering is Nicki okay? So in this video, we hear her, the context of it, she's talking about, what it's like when you give birth and your child is first born into the world, and giving kudos to all the mothers out there, right? It's not what Nicki is saying that's the issue. A lot of people were shocked and kind of like, what's going on, because they were looking at her eyes, her body language, the way she was looking, the way she was talking, her words were very slurred, her eyes were very low. So a lot of people automatically went to drugs, right? Oh, she's probably high. Now, y'all know, I've said up here, I'm a Nicki fan. I've seen her twice in concert. It'll be third time coming up, as I just said a second ago. So no, in no way, shape, or form am I hating on Nicki when I say this, okay? So Barbs, don't come after me. I'm on your team. I love our girl. But at the same time, I've got this podcast and I have to keep it a buck. If this was Rihanna that I was talking about, and I love me some Rihanna. Where is my Rihanna poster? I got a Rihanna poster somewhere around here. I've seen Rihanna 6 or 7 times live. I've got her autograph right up here. I don't know. Have I ever showed you guys that? I won this perfume in a contest. And I'm so mad that I opened the perfume. I opened the perfume and gave it to my mom. But Rihanna actually signed it. It's kind of coming off. It's probably going to show backwards. But you can see right there where she signed it with a gold Sharpie. It's definitely her signature. I've seen her signature 1,000 times. It's not, it wasn't already on there. You can definitely tell a Sharpie was written. Some of it's came off, but I've managed to preserve most of it. I keep that. I've had that for 8 years. 2016 when I got that, during the when her Anti album dropped. But I say that to say, if it were Rihanna, I would be speaking the truth on this too, okay? So what I want to say about this first, this video, I was going to give her the benefit of the doubt until the next video, right? But with this video in particular, it does seem like she's under the influence of something. Okay? Don't unalive me. I'm just being real. As someone who has dealt with substance abuse issues, I recognize it, right? I've had family that's dealt with substance abuse issues. My stepfather sold drugs all my life. That's how he made a living for us. I had my own substance abuse issue with pills. When I got my wisdom teeth taken out at 18 years old, I became addicted to prescription painkillers, and I struggled with that for years. And thankfully I haven't taken pain pills in years now, but I struggled with that for years. And a lot of the ways Nicki is behaving in this video is a lot of the ways I behaved when I was under the influence of... Now, I'm not saying Nicki's on pills. I don't know that. She could be sober as a goat. And here's the thing. She could be exhausted, because any of us know, and I'm not trying to give excuses. I'm just trying to poke holes in all of my stories and trying to look at every angle of this situation here, okay? When I used... my eyes would be very low. My words would be very slurred. Okay, especially if you smoke a blunt with it, baby. What they call it? It's a name they call it. When you do 2 drugs at once. I don't know. It's something. But baby, when I was high off of pain pills and weed, I had that exact look Nicki had. Okay, I'll be like this right here. Be feeling good, okay? Now, another thing that I was saying a second ago, it could be exhaustion. She's on this tour, this sold out tour, going and going every day. She's got a child. She's got a husband, right? You got to cater to your child, and some people can say, oh, well, she has nanny. You know, you want to be there for your kid. You may be rich and famous, but if I was rich and famous, I want to make sure I'm spending time with my child. Even if I'm on the road working every day, it's important that I spend time with my child and I'm there in their life, right? It's important that I spend time with my husband and I foster this relationship and this marriage or whatever I've got with my husband. So maybe she's just mentally and physically exhausted. It could be that, right? Now, let's look at this next video. I'm going to end up, if y'all have been watching the last few episodes of the podcast, I've gave this little heart hell throughout Pride Month, okay? I've given it hell. I'm gonna end up knocking this bitch over. Let me cut it off. Oop, look at it. Just look. The ghetto. It's supposed to go down in there, and I haven't put it down in there good enough. Anyway. Okay, so now let's look at this next video. This next video was Nicki out in Paris, I believe, on her tour, right? She performed in Paris, and then this was her going to her hotel, going to the venue, going somewhere. She was walking from a building to her car, and she was talking to fans, right? I'm giving you guys context of the video. She's walking from a building, she's walking to her Sprinter van, her car, whatever, and she sees fans. And she stops and talks to her fans, and this is what happens.
Can I take a selfie with you? I'm a big fan of you.
You eBay.
Yeah.
What? Barbie Dangerous.
Barbie Dangerous.
No, you. Finish the line. What's the name of my next? What's the name of my last album?
Pinky.
Not you. Him.
He speaks French.
Good night.
Nikki, do you speak French, Nikki?
Come on, quick.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Come on, Daddy.
Eat it.
Eat it.
I'm wearing my pants.
Take the trench off. Burberry trench. Y'all want to get in the picture? Where the fuck are you going?
Nikki, thank you so much. Nikki.
Yes, we can do it.
I'll leave tomorrow morning.
Yeah, you look good.
But you did good last night. You cut favorite, but I'm still mad at you. You cut favorite.
We gotta get on the bus. We gotta take care of my son.
You know I love you.
A mother, we love that. A
I'll
mother.
see you on Twitter.
What's your name on Twitter?
Remedy Raps. You know I'm Rem. I'm a small backer.
Nikki, do you speak French? Do you speak French? Sorry. Ah, you parle français, ok. Ah, do you love French?
Nikki, thank you so much. Thanks for
Happy to see you.
I love you.
Next time,
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect.
Well, there it is. What did y'all think of that video? Now that I've watched it a few times, I don't know. I just know when she was she was trying to get the fans to recite her lyrics and nobody knew. I'm like, are y'all crazy? Y'all trying to get pictures, but y'all don't know the lyrics? When she said, Barbie dangerous. Weak bitches don't endanger us. You are over, you ain't in range of us. Cause I 1111 angel numbers. Dash in some Burberry rain boots. Looking like every designer fave muse. Front row next to the who's. Trying to build another Barbie doll, screws loose. Shall I keep going? Okay, I should have been there that night. Maybe I would have went off. Do you hear me? I would have went off. Not off. Off. I don't know. Look, Nicki could be tired. She could, because listen, I don't know if y'all been there, but I've been there where you be so tired you're delirious. Like I be so tired just saying dumb shit, laughing at it could be that. She could have been drunk. She could have been high. She could have popped a perk. She raps about it in her. For people who get mad and say she don't, she raps about it in her songs. Popping perks. You know, I mean, would it be wrong to insinuate that? Maybe she's got prescription pain medication. It's very likely. Wait, listen, I don't know. I could sound like I'm trying to give a bunch of excuses for her and defend her, but I'm literally trying to give the benefit of the doubt because we don't know, right? We don't know. When I talk about people like Tommy and Jocelyn being on coke, allegedly, we talk about that because Jocelyn admits it and flaunts it and has a clothing line called Cocaline. Tommy got into some trouble allegedly when he was arrested, and they found coke on her at one point. Remember that? Something like that. I don't know what happened with that, but there was some coke somewhere. The coke was coking somewhere, and their behavior be giving it. Now, Nicki's behavior, on the other hand, I don't really get coke vibes from. I get more prescription painkillers, alcohol, or sleep deprivation and like delirium. Because they are, I mean, she is working like crazy. And again, I said the same thing in when she got arrested. Where is her team? Now, granted, Nicki is a grown woman and her team can't say do this, do that, do that. But I don't know. Like, I just wish there was somebody around her who would tell her the truth and not what she wants to hear. Because I feel like she has a bunch of yes men around her, a bunch of bobbleheads, when she needs to have one. I mean, whether it's her mother, whether it's Miss Deb, somebody to say, hey, this ain't a good look. We need to tighten shit up. I don't know. What do y'all think? I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on the whole Nicki Minaj of it all. Okay. Now, this next story. Woman says her man dumped her because of a meet and greet picture with Chris Brown. Now, Chris Brown, every time you go on tour, my man, you be breaking up relationships with these meet and greets. Now, Chris Brown is known for, these meet and greets that he does when he goes on tour. He allows his fans to get really personal with him. He allows them, we can take pictures hugging. If you want to jump, if you want me to hold you, I'll hold you. If you want to bend over and twerk on me, you can twerk on me. You can kiss me on the cheek, right? He has very intimate meet and greets, which I think is great. I think it's great but especially when people are paying $1,000, $1,200 to meet you. I think it's great to give them the full experience, and that's why people continue to show up to his shows, right? Chris Brown goes on a tour every year. He releases an album and goes on tour every year. That man works. You can say a lot about that man, but that man works, okay? He stays working, and his shows be selling out. Now, this latest tour that he's on right now, this 11/11 tour, I thought about going to see him in Birmingham as well. I don't know. Have y'all seen him with this latest tour? What was it like? I've seen him a couple of times live, twice, I think. But this latest tour, he did a meet and greet with a young lady, and the young lady says that she posted the picture, and a day later, her boyfriend broke up with her. Roll the footage.
This is from Columbus.
Oh, Columbus.
Yep. Literally after my picture went viral, my boyfriend broke up with me about a week later after arguing because he felt like Chris was too close on me. I'm just like, it's one of the most respectable pictures. It wasn't like I was bending over grabbing my ankles. But I would trade my ex for meeting Chris Brown 100 more times. So definitely really, really worth it.
So it sounded like to me, neither one of y'all really cared about each other. If he's going to break up with you as something as simple as a Chris Brown picture, he never really loved you. And if you're that relaxed about it to where you're like, I didn't care anyway, or whatever she said, if I know he was going to break up with me, I would have still took the picture, whatever she said. It's very obvious that these two never were really into one another. It was a very fragile relationship. You could tell they probably hadn't been together 6 months, 3 months. Because if you truly care about somebody, you're not going to break up with them over that. Do y'all feel like what the girl did was wrong? Let's be real. It's not like Chris is going to whisk this girl up off her feet, say, run away with me on my tour and be with me. It's not like that's not going to happen. Chris Brown takes pictures with 1,000 fine women every night. He has the pick of the litter. You think this girl was going to just hit the lotto that night? Yeah, I mean, maybe she could have hit. Maybe he could have, hit her one time in the back. I don't mean hit her with Chris's past. Let me be clear. No shade, Chris. Okay? But, hit it from the back like that. Maybe he could have got some. But here's the thing. If it were me, and I went and got a picture with Chris Brown, and he was holding me from the back, and I was like this, my man would not be mad. My man would just be like, did you have a good time? I'm glad you had a great time. The photo looks great. Y'all look cute. You've got to be secure in your relationship, y'all. You've got to be secure in your relationship. First of all, it's a celebrity, number one. Now, if it would have been a random picture with another man, a random man, absolutely. We're talking about a celebrity. We're talking about Chris Brown. We're talking about... come on. Y'all know what I'm saying at home, right? I don't know. I would love to hear from y'all at home. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you get in the comment section. Would you dump your partner if they took a picture with a celebrity, a close and personal picture? This picture, and I'm going to try to include it up here on the slide if it didn't include it in the first video. We see Chris has got his arms around her. She's turned like this. She's got her back to him. He's got his, front to her back. They're kind of embracing. Would you break up with your partner for a picture like that? Would it even start an argument with you? Let me say that. Would it even, like, because for me, okay, let me reverse it. If my man went and got a picture with Lil Nas X or any artist, right? Any male artist, and took a picture like that, I would not be mad. I would be happy for them. I'd be like, good for you, babe. Good for you, babe. What did he smell like? Did he smell good? You know, I'd be asking stuff like that. I'm just not like that in a relationship. I don't get super jealous. Do I get jealous over things? Absolutely. I feel like that's a normal human reaction. But it's when you go too far with that reaction, right? Marlon Wayans. We haven't talked about Marlon Wayans here on the show ever, right? Marlon Wayans doesn't really... He tends to stay out of the headlines unless it's something he's promoting or a movie or, you know, usually he's in the headlines for good things, and he's in the headlines again for good things, right? This time. However, he's got a lot of people pissed off, and I love it. I love it because, you know, June is Pride Month and all the homophobes show their true colors, and we be pissing them off each and every June, and I love it. It's my birthday. It's Pride. It's just a great month to fucking celebrate, right? Well, Marlon Wayans apparently has a gay or trans child. I believe he has a trans daughter that transitioned into a male, I think. I could be wrong, or it could be a lesbian daughter. Either way, Marlon Wayans has a child that's in the LGBTQ community. Let's just say that, right? So he took to his Instagram page to show his support for not only his child, but the LGBT community with a rainbow-themed photo shoot. Now, this is the picture that Marlon posted to his Instagram page. Okay. And I'm going to read. We're going to read the post together of what he put, because he posted a series of photos. This first photo, he said, "Happy Pride to all my LGBTQ peoples. Did a photo shoot with the great photographer Parrish Lewis. Dope pic. Good Grief on Prime Video now. Watch it this Father's Day." He's got a new movie out called Good Grief on Prime Video. Then he says, "P.S. I'm straight. Well, according to my child, cisgender, male. I just love and support my people." Right? That's what he said. Now, a lot of people got in the comments and they were upset. You know, some people were saying, like, I'm unfollowing you. Somebody said, if him acknowledging that gay people exist makes you want to unfollow, you won't be missed, which I agree with that. Someone said, boy earned his first L on a Friday morning. Somebody said, there were just a lot of negative comments, right? There were a lot of positive ones, too. There were probably more positive ones than negative ones. But, now, I will say, before I move on, I do think I do think you're supporting your child, Marlon, and I think that's great, right? I love it. I love what you did. But I also know what you're doing, because you knew that this would get people talking and get it and drum up interest. And that's why he put in the caption, "Good Grief on Prime Video, out now." Because this got people talking. It got almost 300,000 likes on Instagram, which is a lot of likes. And it got in the media. It got in the headlines. It got on Hot Topics. We're talking about it now, right? And now people are going to go out and watch Good Grief on Amazon Prime. It's all a marketing ploy, and it's genius. I mean, listen, I also want to say I do think he's 1,000% supporting his child. I do think his intentions were pure. But I also think he thought, you know, let me go ahead and put this in here, a little fuck you, put my movie in here, and, you know, get some money off the haters too. Now, after he saw the backlash from some people, he went and posted another one with this photo. "Yeah, and just for the hate mongers, I'm posting another," he says. "As a father of a child in the LGBTQ plus community, I show my support. Zero fucks what people think. If I lost you, good. Your hateful ass never loved me in the first place." How can you love anyone when you're too busy judging? Some of y'all funny. I'm a troll. I'm a post all day. Happy Pride to all my friends, fam, fans, and loved ones. I am happy you're happy. Period. Good Grief, out on Amazon Prime Friday. That's what he said. Right? I think it's a cute little shoot, right? I think it's cute. Now, some people A lot of heterosexual people are saying this makes him look gay. This makes him look soft. Makes him look fruity. I don't think so. I don't think so. At the end of the day, I think Marlon Wayans still likes pussy. He could put a rainbow flag on his back. He can sit around a bunch of rainbow balls. He can wear a rainbow hat. But I still think he likes pussy. I think he's just supporting the community and supporting his daughter. He then went on to post another. You mad? I can do this shit all day. But instead, I think I'll do it all month. Happy Pride. Love and laughter will always drown hate. Good grief on Prime Video now. Some people are saying he's silently trying to come out. I think they're trying to do what they try to do with Dwayne Wade. You know, Dwayne Wade has the trans child, and everybody swears that Dwayne Wade is living through his daughter. Oh, you're letting your child be trans because you secretly want to wear women's clothing and you secretly have homosexual tendencies. And I think they're trying to weaponize this and use this against Marlon as well. But I got a pretty good gaydar, and I don't see anything gay about Marlon Wayans. I really don't. I've never thought that. If he is, great. It's up to him when he shares that. I don't know. What do y'all think about this? Do y'all think the photo shoot was a little too far? A little too sus? Or do you think he was just supporting his daughter and it was harmless, innocent fun? Because that's what I think. But I'd love to hear your opinions. Get in the comment section below on that one, if you don't mind. Shout out to rapper Wiz Khalifa. You know, we hadn't talked about him on the show here either. He typically is never really in the headlines for anything salacious. He typically stays out of the drama. You know, he typically just makes music and tours. And I don't think he's really had any big hits lately. But Wiz Khalifa is expecting a baby with his longtime girlfriend, Amy Aguilar. Now, this is a picture of Amy and him. Very pretty girl. Wiz definitely has a type for the light skins. We know he dated Amber Rose and has a child with Amber Rose. Bash, I think his name is Bash. Amber commented on the pic and said, "We can't wait to meet her." Now, some people got mad at Amber and were like, "Girl, why are you trying to make this about you?" I'm like, oh my God, y'all are so sensitive. Like the girl, some exes have good relationships. Some exes can co-parent. Not all exes are toxic and hate one another. Y'all know that, right? Like my ex of 4 years, he cheated on me. He did me dirty, but he's at his core, he's a good person. He has a good heart. I just think he was struggling with his sexuality and dealing with a lot. My ex cheated on me. He hurt me a lot. We're good friends to this day. I wish him well. He wishes me well. I don't want him. He don't want me. Thinking about it just grosses me out. But I think that's the same situation here with Wiz and Amber Rose. She can't come in and say, "We can't wait to meet her." She can't be excited that her son is going to have a sister. Y'all are weird, okay? Just saying. Is that weird to y'all that Amber commented? Because Wiz Khalifa and Amber Rose have to be the most problematic. Or, I'm sorry. Wiz Khalifa and Amber Rose have to be the most unproblematic ex-couple ever. But, I mean, I think we should normalize that. It's healthy. Why be bitter and mad? Get over it at some point, right? Now, there are some things we can't get over. There are some things that exes do that are just horrible and horrendous and diabolical, and we never speak to them again, right? But some things you can forgive. If someone cheats, yeah, it hurts, but you can move on and you can forgive them, and you may break up with them, but you can be friends. Listen, I get it's not for everybody, right? It's not for everybody. Everybody can't do it. I'm not friends with all my exes, but one of them I am. I think one. But shout out to you, Wiz Khalifa, on the new baby. Okay, now this last story before we get into the reality report. Child, this last story. This last story had me like, I am never going to When I go to Six Flags, Disney World, Universal Studios, anywhere, I will never get on a roller coaster, anything like any kind of ride like that again, okay? Because 28 people, including a class of 8th graders, had to be rescued after an amusement park ride malfunctioned, leaving them upside down for around 30 minutes to an hour. Well, the reports said an hour and a half, but the people that were there are saying it was around 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour at most, But that's still a long fucking time. Could you imagine being upside down for 30 minutes? Blood rushing to your head? Hell no. Are you kidding me? Let's watch this video and then we'll talk, okay?
Bro, it's really broken.
They got friends up there?
Yeah.
Give me my phone right now. That's crazy.
Bro, they're really
Why all the fucking workers is over there laughing, just trying to turn it on, but they're not over here calling fucking somebody.
They need to call somebody.
Somebody.
What are y'all doing? They have those are
No, thank you. Nope. Lawsuit. I want to speak to my attorney. I don't want nobody talking to my attorney. Get here, ma'am. Are you okay, sir? You okay? Don't say a word to me until Johnny Cochran walk up in this bitch. Okay. Talk about horrifying. Now listen. I know accidents happen. Shit happens. Technology malfunctions. Okay. But the fact, like, did you hear in the video? One of the people filming said, the employees are laughing. They're laughing, bro. They're not even doing it. Y'all bitches think that shit's funny? Oh, this video is going to be damning evidence in the lawsuit, baby, because I'm going to be suing for emotional distress. I'm going to be suing my neck hurt. My nose is bleeding because I was upside down that damn long. Bob, everything rushed to my head. I got a headache. I'm dizzy. I got vertigo. I can't stand up. No, but in all seriousness, I feel so bad for those kids. That has to be horrifying. That's when you go to an amusement park, your worst nightmare is a ride malfunctioning, you falling off of a ride, right? It's horrifying. And to be honest, now that I'm older, I don't really ride stuff like that. When I was younger, I did. But I remember when me and my brother and my ex-boyfriend were in Orlando, maybe 4 years ago. Maybe 4 years ago. I think it was during the pandemic, actually. And there was this ride that went up in the air, and it had, the ride with the swings on it, and it goes up, and the swings just kind of like go around and around. And it's like, it goes up this went up really high. If y'all are from Florida or you've been to Orlando, y'all know what I'm talking about. It's like that those really high swings. My ex wanted to ride it. Me and my brother was like, nope. I'm not fixing to be flying through motherfucking Orlando in the sky. Hell no. Hell no. That shit that's so scary, and I feel so bad for those people. And now I'm never riding anything again. Listen, the fair, these amusement parks, they are meant to walk around and eat your snacks, eat your corn dog, eat your funnel cake, sip on your drink, sightsee, hey, look at stuff, take your pictures, take your selfie. That's all it's meant for. Getting on them rides. Now I'll go through like a simulation or something, like lights, flash, easy shit. But I'm not doing nothing like this no more. That's it for me. That's a wrap on the rides, okay? All right. Without further ado, let's get into all of our favorite reality TV shows and what's going on with some of our favorite reality stars in a segment I like to call The Reality Report. Now, if you want more reality TV juice, make sure you check out our Baddies Caribbean recap, as I talked about earlier in this episode. which we air each and every week on the Damien After Dark YouTube channel exclusively, okay? So if you like reality shows like Baddies and other reality shows like that, we talk about them on the YouTube channel. Make sure you go over there and check that out. Now, on the reality report today, we've only really got one topic because this topic is going to take up most of our time, and that is surrounding Real Housewives of Atlanta star Kenya Moore, okay? Kenya is in hot water with Bravo, and Kenya has been suspended indefinitely, okay? I had to Google indefinitely because I was like, wait a minute, does that mean she's suspended for good? Does indefinitely, like, I literally had to look it up. My mom had to tell me because I told her, like, Mom, Kenya got suspended indefinitely. I'm like, what's that mean? And she's like, that means like for good. I'm like, no, it doesn't. I had to Google it. I'm like, no, there's no way, right? Well, indefinitely definition is without any limit of time or number. So Kenya is suspended without any limit of time or number. So we don't know. I guess that means we just don't know if she's coming back, when she's coming back. We talked about it last week, right, on the podcast. What went down? Kenya allegedly, she had her opening for her spa, right? She opened a spa in Atlanta, Kenya Moore Hair Spa. It's an extension of her hair care line, Kenya Moore Hair Care. So she opened this spa, this salon for people to come get their hair done. They filmed the opening of this salon for the new season of Real Housewives of Atlanta, right? Now, one of the new housewives, one of the new girls that they casted, showed up to support Kenya's hair salon opening. Now, I don't know what beef Kenya has with this new girl, Brittany Edie. I don't know what beef she has with this new housewife. I don't know if she was trying to haze her or what, but allegedly Kenya displayed a photo of Brittany Edie. She allegedly displayed this photo of Brittany at the opening, and on the photo, Brittany was allegedly giving somebody head. Allegedly, Brittany had a dick in her mouth. Okay, that's what the shock is. That's what she's allegedly been. Well, I'm not gonna say allegedly suspended, because it's not alleged that she's been suspended. She's been suspended, but it's alleged that she posted this photo at the launch of Brittany giving someone oral sex, right? So that hit the blogs. The media was talking about it. We were talking about it over here. Everybody's talking about, Kenya has allegedly released what they call revenge porn, porn. Now, Kenya denies it. I'm going to tell you what I think happened. I think revenge porn has to be, if I'm not mistaken, y'all correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but revenge porn has to be images that are not already public, right? Images that you may have that are private that you shared with someone else, and now they're using it as blackmail. They're using it as revenge. If these images are already public, if these images are already out there, is it revenge P? Because that's what I'm gathering. Because I'm like, I think Kenya did do it. I think she got too caught up and went too far. I think, it's when entertainment goes too far. I think that's what happened. She got too caught up in trying to keep her job, too caught up in trying to keep drama for the show, too caught up in trying to get us interested in the next season and trying to save everybody's job. And she did this, and it looked like revenge P. When in actuality, I think this was probably already out there. Now, if it's out there, I'm sure we would be able to find it. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe maybe somebody that Brittany slept with in the past came forward and gave Kenya that. I don't know. Now, that would be revenge P. I don't know. There's so much speculation and questions around what happened and why she did this. Like, what beef do you have with this girl, Kenya? You just met her for you to be pulling these alleged photos out. Now, Michelle Brown. Do y'all know Michelle Brown? She's a YouTube blogger. She started the website Straight from the A years ago. AT Aliens, what they call her. She broke the news, right? Now, people are saying they don't believe this. They don't believe her, that Michelle's not credible. Michelle Brown's not credible, but I believe her because Michelle. Now I don't agree with a lot of stuff Michelle does because Michelle be on her YouTube page talking about Funky Dineva, Claudia, T.S. Madison constantly, and then she plays the victim when they come after her. But there's one thing that I can say about Michelle is that a lot of the stuff that she says comes true and happens. And she's been blogging in the Atlanta streets for like 20 years. She's got connections. She knows producers on the show. She knows people on the inside that works there. So I really believe that, what Michelle says. And not only did Michelle break this news, but when she broke this news, other credible outlets reported the same thing and confirmed it, like the Hollywood Reporter, I believe. The Hollywood Reporter also did an entire article on Kenya being suspended. So I'm going to read this piece from the Hollywood Reporter, okay? It says Kenya Moore has been suspended indefinitely from The Real Housewives of Atlanta, which is currently filming its 16th season, the Hollywood Reporter has learned. The suspension reportedly came after Moore allegedly displayed posters with explicit images of franchise newcomer Brittany Eadie at the grand opening of her Kenya Moore hair spa in Atlanta, Georgia last week. A source told Entertainment Tonight that the photos were allegedly found online. Okay? Now, if that is true, and these photos were allegedly found online, Kenya's in the clear. There is no revenge P. Because how am I seeking revenge when this is already out there? It may be vengeful what Kenya's doing. However, if we look at the definition of revenge P, which I think is images that aren't already out there. Now, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Brittany Eadie later took to her social media to seemingly address the controversy, writing in part, quote, "It's never a good feeling being targeted or hazed by someone I thought would embrace me into a new circle that I'd never met." Bravo cameras were also reportedly filming the cast event at the time, with a source telling ET that, quote, "The network is still reviewing the content that Kenya displayed during filming." Following the alleged event on Thursday, Kenya posted on her Twitter account saying, quote, "I would never engage in revenge P. I have never distributed private images or footage of anyone, nor solicited images owned by others to use or threaten or blackmail. I have always been vindicated. I can't talk about storylines even with people planting fake news." Now, that is important. What Kenya said, she used her words carefully, because y'all notice what she said. I would never engage in revenge P. I have never distributed private images. Now, if these photos were online, they weren't private. And according to the definition of revenge P, it's distributing private images or footages or soliciting images owned by others to use to threaten or blackmail. Now, did Kenya use these photos for revenge? To get back at a girl? To be mean? To haze her? Yes. But does it fall under revenge P? I don't think so. And I think, like she says, I've always been vindicated. I think she's going to be vindicated in this situation because of that. Even though she's been suspended, I feel like Bravo is only suspending her because of the hype, because it got into the media, because everyone was talking about it. And here's the thing. We all know that Bravo has been in a lot of hot water lately because they've got tons of lawsuits. They've got tons of lawsuits from cast members, and some of those lawsuits are alleging sexual, ASSAULT. So the fact that something else sexual is coming to light with a cast member and with a show being filmed, this is not good for Bravo with PR, with, it furthers the narrative that Bravo allows a toxic work environment. Because even though we're filming a show and it's entertainment, you still have to protect your cast members. Now, if it's revenge P, protect your cast members. If it's not, I don't know. Where do we blur the lines? I would love to hear y'all's thoughts and opinions on this story because I'm very curious to what you guys think. Now, according to the Hollywood Reporter, they say it isn't immediately clear if Moore will return to the show after the incident. She has been with the popular Bravo reality series since its 5th season in 2012. The Hollywood Reporter has reached out to Moore's rep and Bravo for an additional comment. Do y'all think Kenya will come back and film the rest of the season? I do. I think they're going to suspend her for a week or two. They're going to investigate and they're going to find nothing. And Kenya will be back filming because this isn't like a regular 9-to-5 job, right? Where they can suspend you and bring somebody in. You can't replace Kenya. Kenya is Kenya. You can bring somebody else in, but you're not going to get what you got from Kenya specifically, right? It's like trying to replace Nene with Kenya. It wouldn't work because Nene is Nene. So I don't think I don't think Kenya will be gone for good. I think that she will be back after this investigation is done, and because they're going to need her to finish the season. Maybe they can fire her after the season, but I don't see them firing her mid-season. How do you explain that? Are they going to break the fourth wall and saying after investigation, production fired Kenya due to, maybe they'll go that route. I don't know. I don't see that happening. I see them, they've already paid her. They've already got a lot on the line for this season, trying to make it a success. I don't see them suspending her. Especially because I don't think it was Revenge P. I think these photos were already online. And the reason why we probably can't find them is because who is Brittany Edie really, right? She's not a huge star. Now, maybe they'll come out soon. Maybe the photos will come out soon. I don't know. We'll have to watch and see. But you better believe we gonna talk about it, right? So, again, leave me your thoughts and opinions on what you think about Kenya being suspended. Are you team Kenya Moore or are you team new girl Brittany Edie? I'm very interested to see what this new housewife Brittany has to bring. I think it's going to be gearing up to be a good season. And I think what they're doing, whether it's intentional or not, this is drumming up interest for the new season because we all know that Atlanta has been for the last 3-4 seasons and it needs a revival. It needs some, resuscitation. It needs to be brought back to life. And maybe with these new women and these fresh storylines and this fresh drama, we can get back to the old school Atlanta. Now, I don't know if it's going to happen because I feel like the old school Atlanta had a recipe, and that recipe was certain women like Nene, Sheree, Portia, Cynthia, that core, those group of women, Phaedra, I feel like they made magic together, and we'll never get that back. But we can work and build towards a new Atlanta. I'm willing to give these new girls a try. But Kenya, you do have a history and a reputation of hazing people, and I don't like that. I get that you're trying to make good TV, but when you meet people for the first time, embrace them, be warm, be welcome, be nice. And if drama happens, let it happen organically. Don't let it happen because you're a bitch and you want to be mean to people. Because a lot of people say, oh, she's just playing a character. But I've heard that Kenya can be nasty in real life. I've heard some stories that, and y'all know I've worked in the industry behind the scenes as a producer. I've heard stories from other producers about how Kenya's not the nicest to work with. But then there are some that say she's super sweet. I guess it depends on which day you catch her on, right? Anyway, I hope you guys thoroughly enjoyed this episode. I had so much fun talking shit with y'all. I wanted this podcast to feel like friends talking shit with one another, gossiping, talking about their favorite shows together. And I hope that's what this has been like, okay? Thank you so much for joining me on this podcast adventure, supporting me along the way. I really, really, really appreciate that, okay? If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like this video. That helps me get into the YouTube algorithm. Also, make sure you join the conversation and comment below if you're watching on YouTube. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about these stories, okay? Marlon Wayans and the LGBTQ photo shoot. Did he go too far with it? Are you team Kenya Moore or are you team Brittany Eady? Did Kenya go too far with the alleged revenge P? What did you think about Nicki Minaj and her behavior, quote unquote erratic behavior? Do you think there's more going on, or do you think it's just she's sleep deprived and a little delirious from this tour that she's on? And what do you guys think about those 28 people that got stuck upside down on that amusement park ride? Talk about a lawsuit. Can you get a lawsuit for that? I don't know. I feel like they would just tell you you'll be all right, go home. I don't know. Leave me your thoughts and opinions on all of it. And if you would like to support the Damien After Dark podcast and the movement that we got going on over here, or just send your boy some love for his birthday, on YouTube, in the description box below will be some ways that you can donate using PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, and Zelle, as well as my Amazon wish list down there. And if you're watching on Spotify, you will see on my podcast page there will be a way that you can donate with a donate button. Somewhere on that page. All right. Again, I appreciate you guys so much. Don't forget, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, come on over to the YouTube channel for more exclusive Damien After Dark content. I love you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you next time on Damien After Dark. See ya.